Hello, hello. Testing one, two. Okay. I believe you can hear me. I believe I I am audible now. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for that brief delay here. Just some technical difficulties as we hand things over. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce here live. Some of you have been working and watching with Owen Fritz a little bit earlier this evening, who has been doing a fantastic job taking care of all of you during this tornado event that we've had this evening. That said, here we are at 10:45 on June 5th, and we have yet another tornado warning to track. This one is for southeastern Licking County, and this will run until 11 o'clock tonight, so the next 15 minutes or so. But let's dive right into this. So I know we're going to get a lot of comments and questions. All right, we have confirmation that you can hear me. That's fantastic. Thank you. I'm glad that you're with me tonight. All right, so let's take a look at some of the communities that are in immediate threat of this tornado warning. As you can see right here, the cities of Newark and Heath are in the tornado warning. But let's actually dive in and take a look at the velocity signature here, and let's get a look from the radar out of the Columbus Airport, which is TCMH out here in Pataskala. So the airport's actually out here near Gahanna, but the radar is on your screen where it says TCMH there. That's where it is in Pataskala. So areas that might be dealing with rotation are just outside of Newark and just to the east of Newark. So where I'm most concerned about it is, and is just northeast. So we're talking about State Route 79, and then behind it, some decently strong gusts of wind that have just passed through the State Route 13 region. So State Route 13 coming out of Newark through Heath. That's where some strong wind may be, but the tornado threat appears to be just a little bit to the north of that. So if you are in anywhere else in Ohio except for southeastern Licking County, you are okay right now. You may be getting some thunder and some lightning out of this, but you are not under the threat of a tornado. Right now, that threat appears to be in eastern and southeastern Licking County, with the city of Newark on the east side now getting out of that threat, with that threat heading to the northeast. So Hanover, the town of Hanover along State Route 16, that is in far eastern Licking County, you should be in your safe spot. In fact, that is the next major town that I would suggest be in their safe spot right now. So what we should do right now is fast forward the radar all the way to its current state. And we are getting data out of the Columbus terminal Doppler weather radar, which is in Pataskala, so not too terribly far away. And if we look at this as just as a whole storm, it doesn't look that impressive on reflectivity, meaning reflectivity is the rate of rainfall. You wouldn't be able to pick out a tornado signature using that. In fact, even if we look at our radar out of Wilmington, there really isn't much to go with. But it's this radar out of the Columbus Airport in Pataskala, about 15 miles to the west, that's really picking it up. And that's where this tornado warning has come from. So hopefully we are hearing that... we have a new update from the Weather Service. Okay, I don't believe this is a confirmed tornado. It's just radar indicated rotation, which I don't want to use the word just. That is still a serious situation, but we do not have confirmation that there was a tornado on the ground at this time. So again, this is only for Eastern Licking County until 11 o'clock tonight, so we're going to stick with you at least until then. And we'll see if the Weather Service out of Pittsburgh decides to extend this into Muskingum County here within the next 10 minutes or so. So, yeah. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, so where we're... Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I know there's quite a few of you with me this evening. And thank you all for watching. But the main threat right now seems to be along State Route 16 in eastern Licking County, so the town of Hanover. And then if you are in Muskingum County, you are not under a tornado warning, but I would be really looking at this. So if you are north of I-70, north of Zanesville, if you're in Frazeysburg or Dresden in Muskingum County, I would at least be ready to go to your safe spot just in case this spins up again and turns into a situation where you need to take shelter immediately. But if you are in eastern Licking County, so again, Hanover, east side of Newark, you really should be in your safe spot. Heath, you are safe. You may be hearing sirens in Heath. You may be hearing sirens in Granville, Alexandria, Pataskala, Kirkersville, Buckeye Lake. You are fine. Buckeye Lake, you are okay. Johnstown, you are fine. St. Louisville, Utica, all of those towns are fine. It's really east of Newark, State Route 16, and Hanover that I'm most concerned about at this time. So let's see if we can't get another update. In fact, while we're waiting for that next update on this rotation, why don't we just show you all the bigger picture of what's going on. There is a rather strong line of gusty showers stretching all the way from the Columbus Metro, so from Dublin all the way down to about the Ohio River, Kentucky line in Claremont County. So really this is stretching all along US 62 at the moment. So Hillsborough, you're about to get some heavy showers and thunderstorms. Washington Courthouse, it's on top of you right now. And some more rain for Columbus. So out here in Dublin, the Memorial Tournament going on this weekend. A lot of rain going on there now, but there's no tornado threat there. The tornado threat right now is in eastern Licking County. And it looks like we do have an update from the National Weather Service. Just came in a few seconds ago. If you notice this flashing red box here, that is where the tornado warning is currently in effect, and it has now removed the city of Newark. So if you are in Newark, it does appear that you are in the clear. Heath, you're clear. Buckeye Lake, clear. Where you're not clear is Hanover, Route 16. Frazeysburg and Dresden, I would be getting ready to take action if a tornado warning is allowed to continue. So why don't we head back over to our Columbus radar and get a look at the rotation. And yeah, there it is. There, right there where you see the purple. So the purple is actually bad data, but because it's surrounded by some green and a little bit of red to its south, I am a little concerned for this area, and I do believe that this is where the National Weather Service is focusing on. So we're going to get into a bit of a tricky situation here, because while Licking County is close to the Columbus radar, once it heads into Muskingum County, it's going to get a little bit far away. We transition out of our National Weather Service Wilmington coverage area. We transition into the Pittsburgh coverage area when we get into Muskingum County. So we will have to see how this plays out. Coshocton is not under the gun from this right now. So if you're in Coshocton, you're okay. Even Zanesville, I think this is going to stay north of Zanesville. It's northern Muskingum County that's really going to have to look out next as we watch this. And again, a lot of people across the Buckeye State are seeing thunder and lightning. We've already had several tornado warnings tonight. And we have a new scan here. Okay, yeah. So right there, right here, where we see the reds and the greens coming together, right along State Route 16 is exactly where we're concerned about a possible tornado at this time. Now, this is not confirmed. So we've had a couple other situations tonight where the tornadoes have been confirmed. We had that near Gambier in Knox County, so that's near Kenyon College, just to the east of Mount Vernon. We had that earlier. We also had that situation near Centerburg, also in Knox County, a couple of hours ago. And then we had a couple tornado warnings for northern Delaware and Marion County, all of which have expired, but this is still part of the same complex of storms that are moving through eastern Licking. And the radar signature is still showing that area of rotation. So we're going to stick with this and see what happens. It's a tricky area because once you get to a little bit farther to the east, the radar coverage, unfortunately, for Muskingum County isn't very good. We're gonna see this. We're gonna wait to see if we get any information from local law enforcement, which by nature are trained spotters. Some trained spotters that may be living in the area that are very helpful to the Weather Service and to the media in a situation like this. But again, if you're in Hanover right now, you really need to be in your safe spot. This is where a tornado could spin up any time. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. It's a tough time because it's dark. We're getting into an area of poor radar coverage. So we're going to have to see if our friends out of Pittsburgh, the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh, will continue this warning into Muskingum County. So this will expire for Licking County here in less than 4 minutes. So we're going to sit tight. And really here, this latest radar scan looks better. I don't see as intense of an area of rotation, so I'm hopeful that we will allow this tornado warning to expire, but we are prepared to stick with it if need be. Again, State Route 16, Hanover, all the way to the Muskingum-Licking County line. I would really, really sit tight for a bit in your safe spot. If you don't have a basement, or if you're in a mobile home, just away from the windows is where you want to be at this time. So this is the only area that I'm concerned about right now. So if you are not in Hanover, if you are not in eastern Licking County, there is no tornado warning for you. If you're anywhere else in Licking County, so Granville, Newark, Heath, Buckeye Lake, Pataskala, Johnstown, you are clear. There may be sirens going off, but you are clear. It's really only eastern Licking County, Hanover along State Route 16 that I'm concerned about at this time. So we're gonna stick with this at least through 11 o'clock here in a few minutes, and we'll see if this storm holds together. But why don't we zoom out and see what's going on elsewhere? I know we get a lot of questions about other towns. And I hate to say it, but it's true. It's impossible to mention everyone's town. But what we can do is at least give you a broad look at what's going on. We have multiple flash flood warnings in effect. So those are these green boxes here, stretching all the way back. This is Logan County right here, Northern Union, Northern Delaware, Southern Morrow, and Southern Knox County, due to all the rain that's fallen. And then we have some gusty showers really along US 62, all the way from Grove City, stretching down toward Washington Courthouse and Hillsborough, back into Brown and Claremont County. So that's really following US 62 right there. And then as we go into Northern Ohio is actually doing pretty well. We just have a few showers out in Lorain County. A lot of rain and thunder in Crawford, Richland, and Ashland counties earlier this evening, but you're good. And even a lot of rain in Coshocton County, but no tornado threat there. It's really just this storm here in Licking County, which does not look very impressive on our rainfall rate detector, which we call reflectivity. Basically, how much reflection is the radar beam doing against the rain that's falling from the atmosphere. That's why it's called reflectivity. So we're getting word that there are sirens going off. Sierra, I believe you are, I would assume you would be in Licking County if sirens are going off. At least I hope you're in Licking County, because that's the only place sirens should be going off. I have to have a little coffee here. And yeah, I mean, see, the radar signature isn't that strong, meaning that it seems to be weakening a little bit. What my only concern is that an indication of strength, or is it an indication of moving far enough away from the radar so that it's hard to see it? And you know, that's one of those tricky situations you get in. I'm going to look at my other source here, which is basically my phone, and nothing new there. Okay, tornado warning is canceled. All right, that's great news. We love to see that. We love to say that. You know what? I am going to stick with you guys for a few more minutes, just because I want to see what happens as this crosses into Muskingum County and Coshocton County. Now, I do believe Coshocton is fine, because I know we've had a couple questions about Coshocton, just some heavy rain and lightning. But the reason why I want to look at it is because, you know, we're switching weather service coverage areas. So they're going to issue tornado warnings the same way, but just looking at it from a different perspective. You've got a group of people in Pittsburgh looking at Coshocton and Muskingum County, and then you have a group of people in Wilmington, Ohio, looking at Licking County. So they're talking to each other. This isn't like they're doing it blindly, but you do have different groups involved. And we had that earlier with the Delaware and Marion County situation, where Delaware County is in Wilmington's coverage area, Marion County is in Cleveland's, and it gets a little tricky, so they have to kind of talk to each other. So I want to see what's going to happen here. I want to see what's going to happen on their level, and I want to see what's going to happen on the radar here. Is this going to spin back up again? If not, great. We'll end it and just kind of do one last sweep of the state and see how we're all doing. But this is good news. We want this tornado warning to expire. I know a lot of people, it's 11 o'clock at night. Most folks are probably trying to settle in and head to bed. If maybe you already were in bed and now you're awake, if that's you, thank you for watching. I do always appreciate it. But yeah, it's been one of those nights. Yesterday, when we provided our severe weather forecast for tonight, we knew that this was a 1 out of 5 risk. The risk for severe weather tonight, not very strong, but we have had a history in the state of Ohio, especially north of I-70 and US 30 between the lake and central Ohio, that some of these events, the atmosphere likes to spin a bit. And it's just a symptom of being the early summer. The jet stream is still hanging out over us as it pushes its way north through summer. In summer, we often transition into more of a straight line wind and hail threat, and tornado threats diminish a little bit. But early June has been a strong tornado time for us, and that's why I just had that hunch that tonight might be one of those nights where we get a couple of storms that spin, and that's what happened. So we here at Ohio News and Weather, Bell Park Weather Network, we've got a fantastic, talented group of meteorologists and weather specialists that talk all the time. We're always looking at weather, and if one of us is available to stream, we get on. If others aren't available, we kind of, just try to make it work, and we've done a fantastic job. So we're always talking about it, always watching it, always taking a look at some of the different things going on in the atmosphere, the different data that comes out. So we're able to kind of see these things, and it was a little suspicious that this tonight might be one of those nights where things spin up a little bit, and lo and behold, that's kind of happened. And I really want to thank my colleagues here for being the excellent forecasters that they are. All right, so right now we have no active tornado warnings, and right now I hesitate to, because we, in times past we've sounded the all clear and then had to come back on again, and I'm hoping that's not the case, but we're looking good. We do have a lot of lightning and thunder, even some gusty showers, again, stretching along US 62 from Grove City through Circleville, Washington Courthouse. You're clear now. Hillsborough, Highland County, you're getting a lot whoops, zoomed in a little fast there. Getting a lot of heavy rain and lightning, but nothing concerning. Same in Brown and Claremont County. Again, that concerning area is now moving into Muskingum County. No major rotation is evident. I really don't see any rotation anymore, so that's good news. It's hard to see it in this part of the state, though, so that is one reason why I'm kind of sticking with it a little longer. I'm trying to look at all the different radar sites, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Wilmington, all far away from Muskingum and Coshocton County. The only one that's relatively close is the airport terminal Doppler radar out of Pataskala, which is CMH, the radar they use for the Columbus airport. And I'm not seeing any areas of strong rotation. Good news. All right. Fantastic. Well, I think I'm going to end things here. Owen says, Mike has nothing on my 2-hour one-county warning. Yeah, Knox County. Oh, my gosh. I feel for the folks in Knox County. I'm decently familiar with the area. I grew up in Mansfield, went to Lexington schools, so growing up in southern Richland County, pretty familiar with my friends in Knox County. So I certainly felt for those folks there. And hopefully the damage is not too severe. And I know we won't be able to determine that until the morning, but we're going to keep an eye on that for you too. What kind of damage reports there are, what kind of things people can do to help to kind of get people back on their feet. It's one of those nights where it was a 1 out of 5 risk, but it wasn't a 0. That's that one. It's a low risk, but it's still a risk, and we have to be mindful of all of that. The atmosphere is a complex beast. And I don't mean to laugh in terms, I know tonight's been a serious night, so I don't mean to laugh, but I just mean to kind of, downplay just how massive it is and how, it can throw us some wrenches every once in a while. So, all right, guys, thank you all for watching. Still watch out for that thunder and lightning tonight. There's still going to be plenty of it. Hopefully no more tornado warnings. The severe weather threat hopefully diminishing for us as we head into the overnight hours. I'll give mad props to Owen Fritz for powering through and covering the Knox and Delaware and Marion County tornado warnings. And as we go through the night, hopefully we have nothing more than just some rain and thunder and no more damage or anything like that. So, for Ohio News and Weather and the Bell Park Weather Network, I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce. Have a fantastic night. Sleep well, and we'll keep you updated as we go throughout, not only tonight, but for some new information that we get tomorrow as well.